I'm addicted to my phone challenge. I'm going through a 60-day challenge, and I am on my 60 days now, the last 2 or 3 days. And I wanted to share with you what I have done during these 60 days. I made a plan. At first, I didn't make a good plan. I feel like I had to revise it and make a better plan, make a better schedule of what I was going to do. Everyone is different. You will have to work your schedule and your plan for what works for you. What works for me might not work for you. But what I do is, here's my morning. I started out in the mornings. I looked at my phone to see if I had any messages or someone had called that morning. And then I put it away. I made breakfast, had a shower, got ready for work, grabbed my phone, which had probably been about an hour maybe, and then I checked it before I got in the car. See if I had any phone calls, any messages. Then I got in the car and I drove to work. Takes me about 30 minutes to get to work. And once I got to work, I check it again to see if I had any messages. Now, I'm trying to do it an hour at a time now. At that particular point in time, maybe I didn't always make it an hour. Sometimes it might be 30 minutes. And if you get to really struggling during that 30 minutes or an hour, go ahead and check it. Don't stay on it, but go ahead and check it. It relieves the pressure. And then next time, maybe you'll be able to wait an hour before you check it again. This is very hard when you've been in a cycle of doing this for a long time. And I feel like it's not, I call it a cycle, but in some ways it's not even a cycle. It is being sucked in to technology is what I call it. And that's the best way for me to describe it for myself. I feel like I've been sucked in. Now, I'm not a person that likes to watch TV a lot because we watch the same old movies over and over, and I don't like to do that. So that's why I think I started using my phone more, because I'd watch TikTok and it's got dumb stuff on there and silly and funny stuff. And so I would watch it. Every now and then I'd watch a Hallmark movie on my phone or something like that. But for the most part, I watch TikTok, just watch silly stuff, or I'd scroll through Facebook to see who's on there, what's happening, whose birthday it is, and those kind of things. Now, I don't like to look at all the fussing and fighting and griping on there. I don't like that kind of stuff. But I like to look at people's birthdays or pictures of families and things like that. I love those kind of things. But all the silliness on there of the fighting or the bullying or I don't like all that. That's not necessary. And so another thing, once I just started taking my time, and I call it taking my time because I had to do this kind of slow to get myself used to what we were doing. Because this is also, goes along with the video of me rewiring my brain. Because you are rewiring your brain. You're letting your brain know we're not going to look at this phone, 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day. And I was there. I was looking at my phone 8 and 10 hours a day, right? And so I am teaching my brain that, we're not going to do this all the time. We're going to do it some. We're not, stopping completely, but we will still check our messages and our emails and things like that. Do I get on social media? Yes. Do I stay for hours? No. Like this morning, I had time. I got finished early, and I sit down and I just ran through Facebook really quick. I didn't get on anything else. I just run through Facebook, see what's going on there, really checking birthdays and things like that, because I have a lot of friends and family on there. And if I forget the birthday, then I can see it on there and check it, right? So I'm trying my best to be aware, and that's what you have to be. You have to be aware. And another thing I want to say about it this morning is I'm not just doing this for myself. I'm actually doing it for my family. My grandson was there this morning because he's going to work with my husband today. And what was he doing? He was on his phone. He wasn't listening to a thing I said. I was trying to talk to him. He wasn't listening to a thing I said, and I had to go over there in front of him so he could take his earbud out and hear what I said. And this is another reason I'm doing this, is because I also want to teach these kids, my grandkids and my kids, that your phone is not the most important thing. That yes, it's a good thing to have, and I love listening to music and doing all the things on it, and that's what he was doing this morning. Actually, he was listening to music, but he was playing a game as well. And I want him to know, you know, when you're sitting in a room with somebody, you need to be talking to that person. You need to be having some communication, because you know what? It affects your child, your children, in the way they communicate. Some of these kids that do gaming, and I'm not against gaming because my kids do it, but gaming causes them not to be sociable. They don't know how to talk to people, and it makes them, you know, want to isolate themselves and not even talk to people. And so, the other reason for doing all this is I want to teach my kids it's okay to have a phone. It's okay to be on your phone, but there's also a time to sit that phone down, be with family, and learn how to communicate. My grandson is on his games so much, he doesn't even know how to communicate with me. And I know there's others like him. My grandson's not the only child that does that. It's others that do the same thing. Am I hating on him? No. I just want him to know there's more to life than gaming. I want him to know that communication is what he needs. He needs to be able to communicate with me. He needs to be able to communicate with his parents. Sometimes they can't even have a good relationship because they don't know how to communicate with their family. That's what happens. It causes crazy emotions. It causes misunderstandings where that you may say something to me and you don't mean it bad, but I take it bad. I take it, I get defensive because I think you're talking about me or I ain't doing something right. But what the real deal is, you're just trying to tell me something, and you're not being mean and you're not being ugly about it. You just want me to know. But if I am spending all my time on my phone, then it's harder for me to communicate with the real world and to communicate with my family. So I'm doing this so that my family can learn too from this, that, hey, I need to put my phone down for my family. It's okay to be on it a certain amount of time, but then I have to do family time. And family time doesn't mean we all sit around the table on our phone. Family time means everybody puts their phone away and let's actually sit and talk and communicate with each other, right? And sometimes that's hard. I'm not going to lie, it's hard to do that because your mind is somewhere else. My mind is somewhere else. And I'm wanting to communicate about this, and all you want to do is look up something on your phone. And you know, our phones are so incredible because we can look up any kind of video we need to. If my husband needs to know something about plumbing, he can look it up on the phone. If I need to know what something means, or and sometimes I'm writing and I need to know something about it, about the subject, I can just pull it up on, my GPT, my chat GPT, and see what it says about it. And it helps you. You can look up anything you need to, which is great, right? Because you've got this at your disposal. You can check it, you can look at it anytime and hunt things that you need, and that's great. But being addicted to my phone has caused a lot of not being able to communicate with my husband. And I want to be able to communicate with my husband. I want to be able to sit down and have a meal with him without my phone. I want to be able to do that with my family. I want to be able to do all of those things without the phone. Now, here's my struggle. My struggle is at nighttime when they want to have movie time. And I have seen that movie a lot. And you've heard me say this probably before. I don't like to watch movies over and over and over. And they're just, my husband and my son is so excited that we're going to watch this movie tonight. And I said, well, what are we watching? And they tell me. And I'm like, well, we just watched that movie last week. And they're like, we're going to watch it again. Make us some popcorn, get us some cookies. We're going to have cookies and milk, and we're going to watch this. And I'm like, okay. And see, that's the reason I started watching my phone, was because of those reasons. Now, am I going to have to sit through a movie? Maybe. Or I can read a book during that time because I'm still in the room with them. I'm still engaged some, but I'm reading a book instead of watching the movie. I will watch movies with them some, but I don't have to do it as much as I have been, right? I don't know how to do this and do it in the right manner. Because when I read a book, I feel like, well, that's the same thing as me watching my phone. Because I'm not listening. I'm not engaged in what they're engaged in, right? So I'm still struggling in this area how to overcome this and what to do about it. Am I better in this 60 days? Yes, I'm so much better. I don't feel like I have to have it every 5 seconds. But there's certain times when I got to look at my phone because I'm expecting a phone call or something like that, or expecting a text, and I will look at it more. But am I better? Much better. I can go out now, and when we take an adventure ride that I told you guys about, that we take adventures, when we take a ride with the family, I don't have to sit there and look at my phone. I can actually put my phone down, take the ride without having to check my phone. Now, I will check it like once or twice, which is a lot better than it was. Most of the time, I was staying on the phone the whole time we were riding, and I'm not doing that now. So, don't only do this for yourself, but do it for your family. Make a way to do this for your family, because you can also teach your young kids and your teenage kids that it's not all about, the phone is not your everything. And they need to know that. They need to know that, yes, it's important and it's good to use, but it doesn't have to be consuming you. Now, if you've been on this 60-day challenge with me, would you please put a comment in the bottom, in the comment section, please, and just hit that subscribe button.